Hello and welcome to another episode of Train Sim World 2, where I'm doing my best to drive virtual locomotives without causing major disaster. Or do I? Anyway, before we begin today's episode, I would like to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and use that bell to make sure you won't miss out on any content from me. I would also like to encourage you to join my Discord server, where you can interact with me and other Train Sim World fans, talk about the game in general, share some of your cool liveries, or just chill. You can find link in description down below the video. So, welcome back in another episode where I'm going through Schnellfahrstrecke Köln. Trip, journey, whatever you call it. It is available in the base game, so you don't have to buy any DLCs if you own the game, if you bought it, or if you received it from Epic Games Store for free. You should have access to the trip that I will be doing today. So, without any further ado, let's jump into the game and let's see what the game has to offer for us today. So, here we are in Choose Journey menu. As you can see, my next journey would be Snow and ICE. So, let's begin. Okay, here we are in our lovely ICE 3M. We will begin from opening the doors. We can use U button on the keyboard to do so if you are playing on a PC. I'm not sure what's the controls for consoles. Right, we can also initialize ZIFA, PZB and LZB if you want to use those safety systems. And now we can prepare to go. We can turn on the cab light if you want to. We can set PZB or AFB. Perfect. We can release the brakes and set cruise control for 40 kilometers per hour, which is the speed that is a restriction while PZB is initializing. We can also shut the doors, which I just did, and now we have to wait for the signal to change. Okay, it looks like we are ready to depart, so we can push the throttle all the way up. Since the train is being controlled by cruise control. We don't have to confirm that signal because it changed right before we passed next to it. But I'm sure there is a train right in front of us, so we will have to confirm some signals and we will have to carefully control our speed. Okay, there is a ZIFA. Perfect. Now we got another signal on the gantry. It just changed. There is also a 70 km per hour speed limit. We won't speed up right away. We have to wait for entire train to get into 70 km per hour restriction zone. Okay, that's another signal on the gantry. We have to confirm this one. Perfect. We will now carry on at 40 km per hour. Just for now. When we go past that 80 km per hour speed limit restriction, we should be able to speed up. So I will push my speed to 70. Which was the previous speed restriction. We should be fully in that zone. Okay, let's confirm ZIFA. There's another signal that informs us that we have to be prepared to stop. Perfect. Now we are entering LZB zone. Okay, the train is fully in control of LZB. Okay, perfect. And now as we are passing next to that signal, I will push cruise control all the way up so that the train is fully in control of LZB. Now, every speed limit restriction will be automatically applied by the train itself, or by the computer that is controlling the train right now. All I have to do is to confirm the SIFA and eventually react to any danger on the track. Not that I will be able to react quickly enough, because as you can see, the weather conditions are absolutely terrible. Anyway, for now, we can just relax. All we have to do is to confirm SIFA. And as you can see, the train is doing everything on its own. There we go. That is SIFA again. Perfect. Okay, we just passed 160 km/h speed limit, and LZB should push the notch on the speedometer up to 160 soon. There we go, it just happened. We have to confirm SIFA. Just great. Okay, so now the train, as I mentioned before, will be driving on its own, at least for next 35 kilometers. There's not much that we have to do, apart from confirming SIFA and eventually reacting to things that may happen on the track that computer can't detect, like trespassers. Not that we will be able to do that on time, as I mentioned before. But, well, it's always worth trying, isn't it? Okay. That is SIFA again. We are moving really fast. It shouldn't take long for us to go to Aachen, or to get to Aachen. It's about 30 minutes trip along this lovely scenery. There we go, that's SIFA again. We got green signals all the way so far. That is perfect. I have to admit that this system is absolutely great. LZB is really helpful, especially in those weather conditions where you have very limited vision, where you might not be able to react to signals and signs on time. It is really essential to have such system. You can see that the train is traveling almost at 250 km/h. Well, now it's at 250 km/h, because it appears that I didn't have cruise control all the way up, but now it's all the way up. So we are at the correct speed, and that was my mistake, I guess. Okay, let's confirm SIFA. Right, let's confirm if yes, that is currently fully up. So the train will speed up on its own. It won't go past 250 anyway, but it's always worth setting this up correctly. Okay, we got SIFA again. Just perfect. Okay, we are now approaching Horen. Okay, that's good. Again, SIFA. Okay, we just passed Horen. The next checkpoint will be Duren. And that's where we will regain manual control over our train. If I remember this track or this route correctly. So the section with LZB in this game is very short. I have to admit that I will probably repeat myself in that at that point, but yeah, when you design a route for a high-speed train, it would be nice to see multiple stops. And in order to do so, that route would have to be at least twice as long as it is. So that the players or virtual train drivers would actually have some tracks to go through. It's still really nicely done, don't get me wrong, but I really wish that Dovetail would prepare the routes to be much longer than they are. That would be much more fun. And in that case, like, you wouldn't feel that the potential of that ICE3 is wasted. I really feel that if that route would be, let's say, 200 kilometers long, it would be perfectly fine. I don't think it would cause too much of a performance issues on most of the modern PCs. Perhaps slower machines or consoles wouldn't be able to handle it. And that's probably the reason why the routes are so small. Because it makes no difference if you prepare like 3 routes 80 kilometers each, or if you prepare one route that is 160 kilometers long. Especially that's if you have ICE3M, yeah, that's 160 kilometer route would be much better for that train. Instead of going through like between only 2 platforms, which you are doing on this route right now, you would have to do a stop and then carry on for another, let's say, 80 kilometers to another major city, and that would make sense. Unfortunately, that's not the case in that game. I do hope that at some point Dovetail will decide to release very long route. Perhaps if there would be performance issues on the consoles. Yeah, probably making it exclusive for PC would be advised, but again, they want to bring the sales up, so probably that's the reason why we won't see those very long routes anytime soon, because obviously they would have to populate those routes. They they would require much more resources than they do right now. And I believe that's the case. I don't think like spending twice more on the route would be too much of an issue for them. They did make enough money to eventually cover for that cost. Anyway, we are approaching LZB end zone in about 3 kilometers. The speed limit should drop down to 160. I will have to confirm PZB back out there. I can bring my screen a little bit lower so that you can see what's going on the panel. Okay, the train is slowing down. I still can rely on LZB, however, the zone will end really soon. Okay. I will slowly reduce the cruise control. Okay. I confirmed the PZB and the fact that LZB is gonna hand me a control really soon. I will have to repeat that confirmation soon. For now, I can keep cruise control at 160 kilometers per hour. Okay, now, in order to reset cruise control, I have to bring it all the way down and back to desired speed, which I just did. We are now fully in control of our train. Perfect. So now we have to pay close attention to what's happening on the tracks. Obviously there is no automatic system that will slow the train down or bring it to a stop in a safely manner. We have to do it all by ourselves. Okay, that's Sifa again. Perfect. That's Sifa again. Alright, so for now the tracks should be clear. There's not much happening, but we need to be aware. Let's not be deceived by that short period of time when not much is happening, because if you played this game enough, you know that there is always something that is happening in those scenarios. Almost always. Sandpatch Grade was slightly different in that manner, or perhaps it was because, I don't know, it happened to be easier than than I expected. I do find Schnellfahrstrecke Köln to be a little bit more challenging than Sandpatch Grade. But that might be because of higher speeds and stuff, and because it's a passenger route. So passenger routes have their own, let's say, challenges. Obviously, the game requires you to be very precise if you want to meet all timetable requirements. We could see that in previous scenario where, well, I made few mistakes, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still trying to learn and master PZB, and it's not that easy system. But, well, you will get there. The secret to it is basically to confirm the right signals at the right time, and you will get where you want to, and the train won't be brought to a complete stop by emergency braking and stuff. And the problem is that the game doesn't really give you any guides or tutorials on how to use those systems. In fact, the game expects you to not use them, which is hilarious. For a train sim game to not simulate things, or to expect you to not simulate things, is quite hilarious to me. I know that's like, it could be hidden underneath, let's say, difficulty setting or something. But yet Dovetail decided that they will do it this way, and if you want to control your difficulty setting, you have to do research on your own. And many people that are just casual players won't even realize that all those trains, or many of those trains, have all those safety systems. Even on Sandpatch Grade, where I wasn't using any safety systems, there are safety systems that you can enable. So that's another thing that the game never explains to you, that there is alerter that you can enable, and you would have to adhere to that. Anyway, we are approaching speed limit. Speed goes down to 120. I will set cruise control to 110 to bring the train to the right speed a little bit faster. I don't have to confirm this one because the speed limit is above 100 kilometers per hour. Again, we got green signals, which is good. Okay, let's confirm Zifa, and as you can see, just as we are hitting 120, we entered 120 zone. I can now set the cruise control to increase the speed back to 120, which is a safe way of doing things. Obviously, if I would react to that sign a little bit sooner, as soon as I saw the shape on the horizon, probably the train would be down to 120 on time, even if I would reduce the speed just to 120. Okay. We are approaching some stopping location according to top left of the screen, but normally as a driver I wouldn't knew about that. When I would find about that is just now, when I'm approaching the signal. So I will reduce the speed down to 40, because this signal informs me that I should stop really soon. I have to confirm it. And I'm now slowing down. I'm also approaching 110 km per hour speed limit restriction. There we go, that's another repeater signal. Again, it informs me that I will have to bring the train to a complete stop really soon. So there's probably a red signal in front of us. Well, there surely is a red signal in front of us, because that's what those signals indicate. Let's confirm the signal. Let's reset SIFA. Let's drop our speed down to 20, because the red signal is just in front of us, 70 meters away, 60, 50. I can now bring the train to a complete stop. It should actually stop in front of the signal. There we go. We managed to stop just perfectly. And we got a message from dispatcher. We have a train dealing with an incident at the platform at Stolberg. You'll be routed around it shortly. Perfect. So, there's probably broken down train, or there was another incident that happened. We don't know the details of it, but all we know is that we have to go via different location, which we got informed by information on top left of the screen, which driver wouldn't normally get. So we can rely only on the signal. And the signal is still showing red, so we have to wait for it. So now let's wait. When the signal will change, we will be able to set our cruise control to desired speed. Okay, signal informs us we can proceed at 40 kilometers per hour. So I will set cruise control to 40. And we can carry on. However, the repeater signal on the bottom informs us that the next signal will be proceed at full track speed. You have to confirm that signal, so that's exactly what I did, and we can now carry on. The track speed limit on the main route is now 110 kilometers per hour. Perfect. Let's confirm Zifa, and let's carry on through Stolberg. Okay, so far so good. We shall carry on at 40 kilometers per hour, because I haven't seen any other speed limits so far. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Okay, that's Zifa again. We will proceed slowly. I'm not sure what is exactly the track speed limit on this bit, even though the signal says proceed at full speed. I can't see any speed limit signs, so I shall continue at 40 kilometers per hour, mostly for safety purposes. At the end of the day, I am carrying passengers. Okay, so that is the train that was blocking us. That's why we are being rerouted. That is perfect. Okay. Just great. Speed limit is now 60. So I think we can increase that. And now that's the big question from me. I know that this bit of a track, which I just entered, has 140 km per hour speed limit. But I haven't seen any speed limit signs. So the question is, how am I supposed to know about that? Where that speed limit board is? Because I've never seen it, literally. Like every single time I'm traveling along this route, I'm fully aware that this bit of a track has that speed limit, but I've never seen it. So for now, I will increase the speed all the way to 110. The question is, how am I supposed to know that there is 140. Yeah, I still can't see the speed limit. Nope. Okay, I will now increase it to 140. So yeah, right now I'm traveling from a memory because I haven't seen any of those signs. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, maybe there was something that informs me about that speed limit, and I'm just stupid and I need to learn a little bit more about German signaling. But I literally couldn't see that speed board. Anyway, let's confirm Zifa and let's get to Aachen, hopefully on time. Train is now speeding up. Perfect. We still got 6.6 kilometers to go through. We will be very tight on time if... well, that's providing if we are going to make it on time. And that is going to be very, very difficult. Okay. That is Zifa again. Perfect. Okay, things are looking good. We are going to be late. There's no doubt about it. But that's what you get when you can't proceed at normal speed. Unfortunately, that red signal effectively got us delayed. Right, that was 120 kilometers speed limit that we are approaching, or actually a sign that is informing us that we are approaching such speed limit. We don't have to confirm it because it's above 100 kilometers per hour. We may now just reduce our speed to 120. That's another signal. And this one has 120 and speed limit of 100. So I will drop my speed down to 100, and the next speed limit, yeah, we can carry on at 100. Perfect. And now the speed limit goes down to 70. So I will begin slowing down, and I have to confirm that signal because it is below 100. Let's confirm Zifa. Perfect. Train is moving at 80 kilometers per hour. The cruise control is set to 70. We need to pay close attention to the signals. That's another signal informing us that there will be restriction down to 70. We still have to confirm it. And now the speed limit will drop down to 40, so I can set cruise control to 40 and confirm the signal as we are passing next to it. I can also reset the Zifa. Okay, so now we should be at a safe speed. That's another signal that we will have to confirm, as there is a 40 km per hour speed limit restriction. So I shall confirm it as we are passing next to it. And we may now proceed and get onto the platform. Let's reset the Zifa. That's another 40 km per hour speed limit restriction. It is an actual restriction right now, so we should be traveling no faster than 40. I obviously confirmed it, just in case, since that is an actual restriction. And now I have to make a stop at this platform. You have to be very careful, since the tracks are covered in snow. You don't want to approach the red signal at the end of that platform at a too high speed. So I will drop the speed down to 20. And I will slowly crawl closer to that signal. On top of that, the stopping point is very, very close. As you can see, there's that red signal and stopping point appears to be right on it. Now I will drop my speed down to 0. Even if I will stop slightly sooner, I'd rather stop that 20 meters away from the signal. There we go. We can now unlock the doors. And we are safely in front of the red signal. If you want to, you can try and pull as close to that signal as possible. However, if you pass it at danger, which it is, the scenario will immediately end, because that's how this game works. It won't give you a second warning, it won't give you a second chance, and it would be a massive waste of time if you would lose 35, nearly 40 minutes to pass signal at danger at the last stop. So it's better to stop at the right place. Right, let's have a look at our results. Yeah, we did great. We haven't been speeding even a single time. We actually increased our speed at the right time in here. That is very interesting. So we entered that 40 km/h zone, then we entered 60, and then pretty much as we entered 140, I managed to increase my speed to 140. The thing is, I have no clue where the sign was for that 140. I really have no clue where that is. Because as you can see, that is 110, is it? No, that is 60. That's a bit weird. However, we've been going through 160 speed limits somewhere. 160, 110 speed limit somewhere in that area. That was where we had to bring the train to a stop at the red signal. The start of the journey was pretty straightforward. As you can see, that small bump is when LZB was disengaged. That's why I slowed down temporarily and sped up again to 160. That's where I reset the cruise control. From then on, yeah, we managed to control our train just perfectly. Just look at this graph. It looks absolutely perfect. We haven't lost a single point, at least on that. Stopping accuracy might be a thing that lost us a few points. And obviously, that's 2 minutes delay. But on top of that, yeah, we actually did perfectly fine. And I'm really happy about it. That's how you can beat this scenario. If you are struggling with it, well, that was the way of doing things. Hopefully I did everything correctly. There probably were some mistakes. And I'm sure that FDL will soon point them out in the comments down below. I really hope for that. There are still some misconceptions that I probably have about how PZB works, but I think this run was much better than previous ones. I'm still learning, I'm still reading about those systems, I'm still trying to practice, and well, those are the results. Definitely driving ICE 3 is very easy and straightforward in that game. Talent 2 is a little bit more challenging. I really love to travel with that train. Only thing I hate is setting up cruise control in Talent 2. That's definitely something I don't like. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave it a like, and well, don't forget to subscribe. After you subscribe, don't forget to press that bell button. It will send you a notification every time I upload a new content or do something on my channel. And finally, I still, and once again, encourage you to join my Discord server. You can find many interesting people in there. You can discuss various things about this and many other games that I play. You can join us in playing American and Euro Truck Simulator, which I've been playing recently, and I've been having a blast with it. You can also check the videos on my channel to see how the content looks like from this game. You might be interested in it as well. There are other train sim games that I also play. There might be some games that you play and I don't know about them. So yeah, feel free to jump into my Discord and share that with everyone. There might be people interested in that as well. Or even I might try it. Who knows? Have a great day, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye-bye.